Hello guys, and welcome to a new video. I'm going to be doing a deck profile on a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. As you can tell, I do play Yu-Gi-Oh because this is the boss sneak peek match, which I won. I came first in that tournament. Quite proud of that. It wasn't easy. But anyway, my deck profile will be on these guys today. The Kaiju. So, this is a Kaiju deck, and actually I recently took it to a local tournament, and it came second, and it only lost against Cosmos, and it did have a very tough time with Cosmos. It also had a very tough time against, PK Fire decks, but my opponent was just being a total not very nice person about it at all, because he didn't understand any of my cards, I didn't understand any of his cards, so we were spending a lot of time looking at each other's cards, and then all my rounds came to time, and then he accused me of stalling, and it was just not a nice thing to be dealing with, so I was very much like, do you know what, yeah. But he decided to scoop the first match, because he didn't understand any of my cards, plus on top of that, when I'll do the deck profile first, and then I'll explain what happened later on in the video. But right, first things first, the monster cards, obviously. So, I run 2 Lightning Strike Kaiju. Now this card is a beast. Basically, you tribute one monster on your opponent's side of the field to special summon to their side of the field, or, when they control Kaiju monster, you can special summon to your side of the field. Trust me, you want it more on your side of the field. So, its other effect is, when you remove 3 counters from any 3 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, it can attack up to 3 times on monsters per battle phase, and also your opponent cannot activate any cards in response to that. It's just like, ow. Again, I will never explain another awesome combo with this card, but yes, I run 2 of those. So that is a very good card, so I'll just pop that out of camera angle. There we go. Right, the next card I run is Jiroziku. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Jiroziku. The Star Destroying Kaiju. Now, I used to run 3 of these, but now I only run 1. This is purely because it's basically you remove 3 Kaiju counters from anyone on the field, and you negate that effect, and if you do, you can destroy 1 card on the field. So it's only when it's targeted, hence the reason why I've gone down to 1, because not many things target monsters these days. So yeah, 1 of those. Possibly this will get replaced by another Lightning Strike Kaiju, but sometimes it's good to have a backup thing that targets. Right. Oh, not my camera. So sorry about that. There we go. Straighten up again. Right, so the next card I run is 1 Doragon, the Mad Flame Kaiju. So you remove 3 counters from anywhere on the field, and he destroys all cards on the field, all monsters on the field, on my opponent's side of the field, but he can't attack the turn he activates that effect. So again, another good one, and he has an awesome combo too. Right, then I run 2 Raiden, the multi-dimensional Kaiju. So this is quite a good card, because it's got 2800 attack points, it's a level 7, and you can still play it on your opponent's side of the field. But the good thing about this card, unlike the other Kaiju that I've shown you so far, your opponent cannot activate its effect during your turn. So obviously I special summon this to their side of the field, and then special summon my own. And obviously I can do mine, which is to remove 2 to special summon a token. So I could use the token to battle over this Kaiju, and then attack directly, because it comes out with the same attack points. But my opponent can't activate this card's effect during my battle phase or my turn, so they're kind of stuck with it, so they can't summon a token themselves until their own turn, to which by then I would have got rid of it. Another Kaiju that I run is the Mystery Dust Kaiju. So this one is remove 2 counters and half the attack points of all current face-up monsters on my opponent's side of the field. Again, very good. I think actually this is another one that you can activate during either player's turn, so it's one that I'm not going to give to my opponent. So yeah, but half of the attack points of all their monsters, very good. Then I run 2 Gamciel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. Now Gamciel I do actually primarily use to put on my opponent's side of the field, but only when I've got rid of all my Kaiju counters on the field, or they're below 3, because this card negates any card which is activated by removing 3. So, and again, that can be done during either player's turn. So, I think this is going to be going down to 1 quite soon, if not 0. Then the last Kaiju card, which we just got from Shining Victories, is Doragon Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Doragon. Now, this is a good card for Kaijus, because, basically, if you've got a Kaiju stuck in your hand and you've been able to special summon this, because they've got to control Kaiju, you can equip a Kaiju by removing 2 counters from your hand onto this card here. So that's remove 2 counters anywhere on the field, and then take a Kaiju from your hand or graveyard, equip it to this, and it gains the combined attack points of both. So those attack points are a question mark to start with, but you can only do it once per turn. But when you've built it up enough, it gets very, very, very big, and sometimes it's just like a game finisher. Again, there is another combo with this card, but I will explain it later. Right, now we're on to the interesting parts of my deck, because this has a very good engine, so I will just now show it off. So, I have 3 Trap Tricks Diarrhea, pretty obvious if you don't know what it does. It special summons 1 Trap Tricks monster from my graveyard in defense position, and yeah, which is why I next run 3 of these. Trap Tricks Mirror. Now we're seeing a lot of play of this, because there's a lot of normal trap cards out there at the moment, and on top of that it adds a trap hole card when you normal summon it, so it's a very good first turn opener. And in combination with Diarrhea, you can XC summon it for rank 4s. So again, that is a very good card to have in your deck. And then, obviously, when you special summon it, you can pop a spell trap card on your opponent's side of the field. Again, very, very annoying card to get over. So, hence the reason why I run it. Right, the next engine is 3 Artifact Scythe. Now, I run this because a lot of people are playing extra deck cards at the moment, and this does go into the engine of the rest of my deck. But basically, when I special summon this during my opponent's turn, they are not allowed to special summon monsters from the extra deck. So obviously that stops Pendulum, Synchro, and Xyz monsters that are already building up in the extra deck. So this is a very good card. Plus, it's level 5, and it's a light type. Then we run 1 Artifact Molotark, because it's limited, and basically when it comes out during my opponent's battle phase, it pops a card on their side of the field, so they're getting a little bit annoyed with that. Then the tech cards, I run 1 Summoner Monk, so I can special summon Trap Tricks Murmillo, so again, very good. Or Diarrhea to set a trap card. And then Cyber Dragon for a level 5. Now this is when I've run out of monsters, potentially, and they're controlling a Kaiju, I just have a bit of a backup defense. So this might be going soon from my next deck. Right, up next is the spell cards. So, we have the standards here. We have 2 MST. I only run 10 spell cards, so just to pre-warn you, this deck is not spell heavy. Then I've got 2 Terraforming, add a field spell. Pretty standard. I think you know what's going to come next. Kyoto Waterfront ×2. This is when cards are sent from the field to the graveyard, so not Xyz materials, but basically that's whether a spell or trap card or a monster card or anything like that is sent to the graveyard during either player's turn, you get a counter on it. So basically, if my opponent summons a monster and then I activate Bottomless Trap Hole, that's 2 counters on this card immediately. So it's really good. Even though the monster's banished, I know, but still, it goes to the graveyard first, technically, then banishes. The next card is Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. So this card destroys all attack position monsters on the field when I special summon 2 Kaijus from my deck to either side of the field. So that's 1 on each side of the field. And my favourite combo for being really annoying with this is give them the anti-mecha Kaiju, because you can. And then I special summon a Lightning Strike Kaiju. And because this is 0, because it's got no Kaiju equipped to it, and they can't activate its effect during my turn, I just hit them for 3,300, and they're just like, ouch. And literally, I do it when they've lost all their monsters, and yeah, they go boom. So that's that card. So next card is, and this is the one where the story comes into play, the Kaiju Files. Again, this is a card from Shining Victories. Very good card, actually. And I only run one of it, as you can see. So, this card, whenever a card is sent from the field to the grave... No, sorry. Whenever a card is tribute summoned from the hand, or special summoned from the graveyard, so every time a Kaiju monster is special summoned, basically, it gains 1 counter. Then you can remove 2 counters on it to actually tribute a Kaiju monster anywhere on the field, and then special summon a different one from your deck with a different original name to the one you sent. So again, it's going to gain a counter because you just sent a card. Well, Kyoto Waterfront will get a counter because you just sent a card. And obviously it's continuous spell card. And then they special summon it to their side of the field. Now this is where my opponent got really peeved with me, because I played this, I activated this effect, changed his Kaiju out for another one, and then he solemn scolded me because he was like, well, I didn't know where it was going. It was like, well, you've read the card, it's going on your side of the field, so you've just negated your own summon. And he got furious with me because he was like, I've just lost 3,000 life points because I've just scolded a monster you just gave me. And now I'm left defenseless as well. So, again, this card is good, albeit a little bit confusing, but still very good. So, yeah, just to be pre-warning people, apparently this card can cause Duelist Rage. Apparently. To which it did. Right, the trap cards, which I run 9 of. So, we've got 1 Solemn Warning. Up next, we have 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare, and 2 Time Space Trap Hole to deal with the pendulums and everything coming out at the moment, and help the Trap Tricks engine work. So yeah, lots of trap holes on this deck, and Solemn Warning. True, I don't run Solemn Scolding, but I'm not rich, hence the reason why I'm running a budget Kaiju deck. Then, probably the most expensive card in the entire deck, Artifact Sanctum. Now this card is a beast! I love it, because basically, I can set it, and if they Twin Twister it, MST it, even when it's destroyed, I get to destroy one of their cards on the field, and that's how I won one of my games, because basically, one of my opponents played Vanity's Fiend, and I couldn't special summon any of my Kaijus, or not many of my cards at all, because he had that. So I set 2 of these in 1 turn, and he Twin Twisted both of them, and I was just like, you cannot get away now, because literally you've just triggered 2 trap cards, and it blew up his Vanity's Fiend and led me to win the game. Funnily enough, the conditions for that is you cannot actually tribute Vanity's Fiend to special summon a Kaiju, because it's all special summoning. But hey, Yu-Gi-Oh! Who understands it these days? Then the final trap card is 2 Call of the Haunted. Pretty self-explanatory. I special summon Trap Tricks, I special artifacts, I special summon Kaijus during my opponent's turn. Ouch! What are you going to do? Right, on to the extra deck. So, I run a lot of rank 4s, as you can guess. So the first 2 is number 80, Rhapsody in Berserk, and Gagaga Cowboy. Rhapsody in Berserk, basically, because I detached 2, removed 2 cards of an equivalent to a Kaiju. Big numbers, basically. Gagaga Cowboy for defensive purposes, and first turn life point strikes, just in case I do go to time. Then the next 2 cards, Abyss Dwellers. Amazing. The reason I run 2 is because literally people will try and get rid of my first one as quickly as possible, so they do it, and then I special summon another one. It's like, now you're screwed. Because most people are relying on their graveyards. Then we got 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, standard, because I can cut one of my Kaiju's monsters, attack points in half, and just steal it. So, very good. Then 2 Shark Fortress. Basically, this allows me to detach one and give one of my monsters over level 8 or higher a double attack for the turn. So, again, very good. Then 1 Artifact Durandal, because it's amazing. And then 1 Constellar Pylades, which again, another amazing card. So yeah, that is my Kaiju, or Cat, budget deck. So anyway, please comment and subscribe and tell me what you think, and I'll be doing more deck profiles on decks that actually bring me victory. So yeah, thumbs up for them. And boo to Rage Critters. Anyway, cheers guys, see you later, bye!